Hello and welcome back. My name is Lydia. I make little videos on the internet, one of which you're watching right now. And today's video is very exciting, very simple upcycling. I've let a small stack of thrifted, etc. items that I would like to upcycle so that I wear them more. I've let that stack accumulate. I've got her right here, and in this video we're gonna make these like little alterations. Most of them aren't even alterations. I really like how most of these items fit. I just like wish they were more fun and unique and interesting and special. Within that also being said, I am a hair sick, so if I become out of breath or if my voice gets too annoying, you're more than welcome to click off, and I will see you in the next video. But let me firstly show you the items I'm upcycling, and then what my plans are, and some little inspo photos and all of that. So here's my stack. Mostly it's clothing, but I've got one accessory, which is this Kelly green trucker. I don't have any truckers, but I have this one now, and it's just a little bit boring. So what I think I'm gonna do, which I tried, and I'll explain that. I had tried to filet crochet my name that I could like sew on it, because I think that would be so cute, but it didn't end up working out. The filet crochet ended up being too big, so I have to scale down my gauge. But I think I'm also just gonna find a fancy font and do an L for Lydia. But I'm gonna filet crochet a little patch to go on it, and then I'll sew her on there. But that is project number one. Next is this t-shirt I have had in my wardrobe for so long. I thrifted it back in Texas and I never wear it, and it's this like New York black and white print, and it's such a sick t-shirt, but I think it can be cooler. And what we're gonna do is do some like embroidery shirring is what I'm gonna call it. I think it would be fun to do some shirring, but in some like abstract shapes. So like not necessarily the like side to side or up and down that we typically see with shirring. I know I want to do some stars, and I just think it would be fun to get a little silly with some shirring to make it like scrunch in some unique and interesting ways. But it's like just like a little bit too big, so it's got a little extra fabric to do some like fun scrunching. So this is project number two. Project number three is this Las Vegas tank top that I've worn a couple of times since I thrifted it, but I've always thought that it was a little bit too long. So what I'm gonna do basically is crop it and hem the bottom, and then inspired by this Pinterest post I saw, I got a grommet press, and I've been grommeting the fuck out of everything. So that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna do a circle of grommets around the neck hole, and for sure the hem once I've hemmed it, and maybe the armholes. We'll see if that's too much. I'm gonna start with the neck holes, start with the hem, and just do a bunch of grommets around it, and then of course make it like a little bit shorter because it's so cute. I just think it could like. Next project, which is the most like altery of all of them, which I'll put all these garments on and take little videos, so in the end we can do before and afters of everything. But this is the next one, and it's the most like sewing involved, and it is this long purple gingham. It looks like a nightgown. I got it at one of my friend. She hosts this like quarterly clothing swap, where you just like bring your extra clothes and you pick up extra clothes, and I got this. I picked it up. I could see the potential. I'm gonna make it very micro, very short, and very ruffly. So I'm obviously gonna hem it very short and then use the excess fabric on the bottom to make it super ruffly. But that's what I'm gonna do with this guy. I think it'll be so cute. I think it'll be so mod. And the purple gingham is fresh. It's like also in this cutie little seersucker fabric. And like the top part fits so cutely. It's just like awkwardly long and awkwardly boxy that it definitely is giving nightgown. But we're gonna try something like that for this baddie. Project number 5, which is gonna be super duper simple because I've already cropped it, but it's this blue tank top I also got at my friend's clothing swap, and it's just like a Goodfellow Target brand tank top, easy peasy lemon squeezy. But I've cropped it, and I would like to hem it, I think. And then this is the filet crochet that I had done for the trucker, and it's far too big for the trucker, but it says my name in this beautiful cutie little font. And so what I'm wanting to do is applicate it to the front of the tank top. So cute. And then once I've done that, I think that I want to do a little scalloped border around the neckline, the arms, and the hem of just this like super simple like scalloping that's on the edge of this guy, just to make it all beautiful and cutesy and seamless. Lastly, last project, best project, is going to be upcycling this rainbow button down. I thrifted as well. It fits really cutely, but I find that I'm not really wearing like fitted button downs that frequently. This is one I've worn as a button skirt, where I buttoned 2 button downs together and made a skirt. But what I'm gonna do is inspired by this Pinterest pin. I like the way that it's like pulled in and frayed a little bit on the hem, and then I love the way that the shirring is in the middle. So I'm just basically going to hem it to be ever so slightly cropped, but not like cropped in the traditional sense, but like not like exactly full length. And then I'll do a big band of shirring in the middle to make it cinch in the middle. But I love the colors. I think this might actually be my dad's, or maybe I thrifted it. I really cannot recall. But she's so cute. She's so me. I just don't wear her enough as she is. So we're gonna do the shirring and see if that makes me love wearing her anymore, because I do love her. I just don't wear her that much. Let's get to it. Okay, garment number 1. We're just gonna start off with something easy because I'm also about to go get coffee, which is this tank top. And as you can see, she's a little long. Don't care for that. So we're gonna crop her to about like hip length. So like about right here. And then we're gonna do circle of grommets here, circle of grommets around the hem. And that's gonna be her. She's so cute. She even has these little flip-flops on the back. So precious. But I'm gonna get my little before shots, and we're gonna start with this baddie, and it's gonna be great. Okay, I think we as a collective, for the purpose of this video, are going to ignore what's going on with the shelf. Cool. Glad that we've got that out of the way. I have now hemmed and sewn the hem of this shirt. This is my first time using like a double needle, like 2 needles, and it's not perfect. And I also didn't have red, so I did just use white. But I don't hate the way that the white looks. And I think it'll look cool with the grommets. So next, we're gonna bust out the grommets. And also, the hem is like a teeny tiny bit stretched out because I don't have like a walking foot for my machine. So I'm not really doing a lot on stretch, but we'll bust out the grommets and get these donezo. Okay, I have done 3 grommets, and as of right now, I don't like it. But I think that perhaps I'm gonna have to embrace a little bit of imperfection within this project, because y'all see what I'm saying? This one is a little bit closer to this one than it is to this one, and I think that that's just gonna have to be okay. And perhaps maybe it'll look a little bit better when it's done, because right now I'm a little bit like, oh, that's good. But we'll finish the top luckily, I started with the part that's the most visible. I started with the front collar, front neckline. So that's cool. But we're just gonna keep on chugging away. And we'll see how this goes. Perhaps it was just those couple of ones, because now that the whole neckline is done, this looks pretty cool. This looks pretty sick. I'll say that looks pretty cool. I do have to do the hem, but I think that this looks very cool. And I'm already cooking up some funky little ways of styling it, but I think this looks sick. So let me do the hem, and then upcycle number 1 is done. Okay, I've got the camera angled a little bit lower because here it is, the front half. I need to do the back half. But I really, really, really like how this looks. I told Ben there's something like...
This is funny. Oh.
No.
Yeah. I think I'm too tall for this.
Yeah, you are too tall. Oh, your head's so big.
Boy.
But I really like the way that this looks. I told Ben there's something like deeply like early 2000s tween DIY magazine. I remember I had one when I was a kid and I like loved it. I adored it, and that is kind of absolutely giving. This is giving that. That is what it reminds me of, and I think it's too cute. I'm going to put the grommets in the back, and then we'll move on to the next one. Okay, she's done, and she looks so cute. I'm so obsessed with her. I'll wear her again whenever I do the before and afters at the end, but she's so cute. Very like Y2K. It gives very DIY, which I like as well. I think there's something just very sweet about that. And now I'm so excited to wear one of my favorite tank tops. Alrighty, top number 2, we're gonna start with this blue tank top, and it's going to have the filet crochet on it. Basically, all that needs to be done with this one is it needs to be hemmed, which I'm doing this project second because I've still got my double needles on there. So I'm going to hem it, and then I'm going to stitch on this filet crochet of my name, which is going to be so cute. And then we're going to take a little peek at it, but I think I might do a scallop edge, like a crocheted scalloped edge around the neckline and the armholes to kind of tie it all together. But I think that this one will be really cute, and I think that the filet crochet shows up really, really well on the tank top. So let's do that. Okay, so I've got it all pinned down, and I like the placement a lot, and she's looking very cute. So I think I'm going to do a straight stitch all the way around, and then we'll be in good shape. I did hammer, and it looks like a lot better than the first one, so I think I'm finally getting the hang of that like double needle situation. But let me go ahead and stitch her down. Okay, here she is in all her glory. I think that I have decided that I'm not going to do the like scalloped border around it. I think leaving this as is really sick. I think it looks really cool. Which means that project number 2 is donezo. But looks super cute. I feel like the filet crochet stands out really, really, really nicely. And she looks very beautiful. And I love her. I love her so much. I love her. Hello, and it is the next day. I've of course got on my little filet crochet piece from yesterday. And I wore the little grommet tank out last night to open decks, and it was so cute. I'll put in some pictures, but it was so cute. And we're up again today. I do have work today. I'm feeling much, much, much better. A little still congested, but not too bad. I have work today, and we're gonna do a little bit of shirring, and we're gonna start with this piece. What I'm trying to do is inspired by this pin that I saw right here. And the two things that I really, really like about it are that like raw frayed edge and the way that the shirring is in like groups of 2. like it's not a complete even amount between each set of shirring. It's got like 2 rows that are close together, then a further row, and 2, you know what I mean? There's a little bit of a pattern to it. So I really like that aspect. So I'm gonna put this bad boy on, maybe do some like measurements and marking, and then I'll plan for how I want to, like the measurements for how I want to shirr it, how far I want to go down, how much I want to crop it, and then I need to wind up the bobbins. I had previously only had black elastic thread, and now I have some white. I ordered it and it got here like the day before yesterday. So I have some white elastic thread that I need to widen into bobbins. But let's try this bad boy on first. Here's what I'm thinking. I will have to take this front pocket off, but that's no big deal. And I really don't know that I'll go like super short with it. Like maybe an inch or 2 off the shortest seam. I still want it to be wearable. I don't want it to be like super mega cropped. And then I think that I'll probably start the shirring like here, like halfway between, well, I want it to sit under my bust. So maybe here, like right at this like second button, this button here. I think that that looks good. So we'll start the shirring there, do it till probably like there, and then have like 2 inches of ruffle at the bottom. That's the plan. I have measured out and marked out where I want to do all my like lines of shirring, and I've done like the first like section. I'm doing 4 sections, and I've done the first one, and like I put it in kind of the exact perfect spot. This is giving exactly what my inspo photo was giving. And I'm excited to finish it off. It was pretty quick. I think this is going to be a pretty quick and easy project. So let me just keep it trucking, but I thought I'd update you. I think this looks so cute, and the back is so cute. And I think that the pocket didn't end up obstructing the shirring, so I think that I'm gonna leave the pocket on there, but this is so cute. So let me finish this shirring, and then I'll be right back. Okay, here she is, and she is actually perfect. This is exactly what I was wanting. This is like the perfect length. I think I might do like a white straight stitch or take like a hand, just like a whip stitch and whip this close, because obviously of course like with the shirring it pulls apart, but even then I think it's still cute. And she's perfect and beautiful and stunning, and I think even with these like little gingham bloomers is like so cute. It fits just like so perfectly now, and this is like exactly how I'd wear it every single time. And I think it looks just like the photo. So thought I would share a really quick styling of this piece that I finished yesterday. She's so cute. I'm genuinely actually so obsessed with her, and I feel like it like is so cute and so readable. Yes, here's this outfit. I'm going to work, and then tomorrow I'm off, and I'll finish up the last of my projects. Okay, last day, best day of my 3-day excursion of upcycling all of these clothes. I already spent my morning at a fill tote sale for Second Stitch, which is a secondhand fabric and like mostly fabric, but like some other craft supplies, buttons, some yarn, things like that, sewing patterns. But they do secondhand, and they had a fill tote sale where you could fill like as much as you could stuff in your tote. You got for $20. So I went to that, and it was fantastic. I got a ton of good scraps, but I also got a ton of good like large pieces. So very exciting, very stoked. I think I'll do a haul of it in my next video, which is gonna be an artist vlog. But let's get back into it, because today I've kind of just got a booked in busy day. I have like 4 hours to finish these projects because I'm going to go get a tattoo, which is very exciting. So let's crack to it. I've got my machine here. and I've got the elastic thread in the bottom. So we're gonna do our second shirring piece. She's ready to go. I just need to sketch out the shapes, and I thought about it a good bit, and I think I know like where I want to place everything on this shirt. So let me grab that. And okay, here's this t-shirt. I know I want to do like a big like series of stars across the side and going onto the back, and then I think like a heart up here on the shoulder with like another heart could be really cool, and then maybe some more stars or something, I don't know, but just kind of random shapes. Scrunching it, I think it'll be really cool. I think I might need to crop it a little bit, but I'll put the shirt on and we'll see where we're at with that. If the length isn't too bad, that like when it's scrunched, like it looks cool, then I may just not crop it, because low-key I do not want to put on the double needles again to crop this. And that's just me being lazy. But let me put this on and I'll show you what it looks like. Here is the t-shirt all on its own. I feel like I do want to crop it, but I might do a classic Lydia situation where I cut the hem off and then I cut the hem off the sleeves as well. I love to crop shirts that way because I love the way that they roll at the end. And so I think that I might cut like, what is that, 2.5 inches off the bottom, because I know that whenever I add the shirring it will scrunch. So I'll cut a little bit off. I'll cut a little bit off the sleeves, and I'm just not going to worry about hemming it, and I think that that'll look very cool. Let's get to it. Okay, so I did the first little shape. I drew on the shapes and I did the first little shape, and it is a heart, and I think that you can tell that it is a heart, and I think it does look sick. So I'm gonna keep on trucking. I'm doing a big star right here, and then on the back I've got a heart and a star sketched out. But I think it does look crazy, and I think it does look very cool. So okay, I think that she's done, and I think that it looks really cool. I halted on trimming off the hem on either of it, because I was like, let me just like wait and see what it looks like. Let me just like wait and see. And I think that this looks very cool. This star right here looks so sick, and I like the way that it like puckers right there. Very cool. The hearts definitely look worse than the stars. They also pucker like the fabric a lot more, and I don't know the science behind that one, but so cute. This like star on the back looks very cool. Like that looks so sick. But I would say that this is a win, and I'm definitely gonna give this like technique another try with like a different shirt, maybe a button down. But I think that it looks very cool, and I like it a lot. So another successful upcycle, and this one was super simple. It didn't take really like any time, but I can definitely like tell that I'm gonna be wearing this shirt like a lot more. Okay, last one, best one. And I say last one, best one, because I think that when I started, I initially had 6 upcycles that I was gonna do, including the hat. And yesterday I did try and gauge down with the thread that I had to do the filet crochet, to do like a fancy scripted letter L in filet crochet to put it on the front of the trucker. And it still looked like crap. It was far too big. The gauge was too big, and it still looks bad. So the trucker's just gonna not make it in this video, and that's gonna be a-okay. It's gonna be a-okay. So we're not gonna do the trucker, but last project. Last project is this long purple giving nightgown dress. And I'm gonna be turning it into like a micro mod fluffy situation. By cutting off fabric starting here and then making layers using that extra fabric to make it shorter and rufflier. This one I don't think will take too long. I do just have to reset up my sewing machine with not elastic thread in it. Let me see what time it is, because I'm also on a bit of a time crunch. It's 2:10. I have till 3:30 to finish this bad boy. Then I have to go get my tattoo. But let's give it a go. Let me start by like cutting off where I want to cut off, and doing the before photos / videos, and we will get cracking. Okay, I've cut out all the pieces, and I think it's gonna be really, really cute, and I've started to sew them together. I've started the gathering on the first like chunk of ruffles, but I do need to take a break because I do need to prep for my tattoo. I have not had as much water as I should, and I need to eat something. But whenever I get back, firstly I'll show you the tattoo, of course, and then we'll keep on trucking because it's turning out so cute, and it's last project best project, but I'm gonna go sip on some water and eat some lunch. Hello. In a shocking turn of events, I started cutting up that purple dress, started chopping it up, did some gathering. I'll show you to what point I got it to, but then it kind of quickly devolved and I did not finish her. At the moment, she's not looking horrible. She's not done by any means. She definitely still needs a hem. Here she is. This is what I have so far. This top portion, perfect. My initial plan was to make 2 sections under it. This one being about 3 inches wide, the next one being about 2 inches wide, this being double the width of this portion, and the next one being double the width of this portion. So you get a really good, really juicy ruffle. The gather was looking cute. The gather was looking chef's kiss. I went to put on my rolled hem foot and hem it, and that's kind of where it all went to like doo-doo. Because not only did my machine tear up this fabric, I never could have imagined. It's very thin. This has no tag. This item has no tag. But the fabric is very thin. The machine like not chopped it up, but like was not feeding it through correctly, meaning that the rolled hem foot was also like not rolling it properly. And I just became very, very, very exhausted and frustrated of working on this project. However, I don't think it's all a loss because I think that this is very cute, and it's very cute on as a top. I just wouldn't be able to do like that like longer top, almost like super, super micro dress situation that I was planning. So what I am going to do is serge the bottom ruffle, and just do like a regular, not rolled hem, not like with my rolled hem foot, but just a regular hem, and we'll call it bueno. But I did not finish her for this video, because this video technically is already supposed to be up right now. The rest of it is completely edited except for this portion. So you're watching this in real time. This is what I look like today, and it's all gonna be okay, and it's gonna be okay, and it's gonna be fine. But I finished some really fantastic upcycles, and I'm very pleased with the work that I did. And 4 out of 6 projects being like everything that I ever could have imagined that they could be is like, that's a win. I'll take that as a win. So with that, that is the end of my video. Please like, comment, subscribe, comment down below like which one was your favorite. I did have a ton of fun making this video, and I've been trying to edit videos as I go along within the week so that I'm more consistent with uploading them, and I don't get like an hour and a half of footage and then have to edit it all like the 2 hours before the video is supposed to go up, so that I don't get overwhelmed, so that I can post more frequently. I'm working on it, and that's kind of was what this was about, and I did pretty good. I did pretty good at editing the video so that it could be up today, of course except for this part, because I was like avoiding it because I was so frustrated with how well this didn't work out, because I had such a plan in my head. It's gonna be easy peasy lemon squeezy, and it wasn't. It was difficult lemon difficult. But with that being said, I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you for watching. All of my other social medias, everything's gonna be linked down below if you would like to go follow those. And I will see y'all in next week's video.